Up+Adam.
Tractor systems are offline.
We are Beyond FM.
Beyond FM.
The future of broadcasting is here.
Up+Adam with Adam Montiel. It's community content from Concentrate. It's Up+Adam with Adam Montiel.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Yes, some say life is just where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Happy Tuesday. Let's do this. Thank you so much for being Up+Adam. My name is Adam Montiel. Appreciate you connecting here. Now, we're going to talk dating today. Whether you're single or locked down, still an interesting conversation to see where this is, not just culturally, but locally. The apps, they're not just broken, they're burning out a whole generation. Today on the show, we're talking to a woman who's redefining modern dating locally, one match at a time. Galli is her name. She's a professional matchmaker, a modern Cupid with a method that's getting people off the apps, because they ain't working, and into actual relationships. Why are more men and women, from 20-somethings to divorced 50-somethings to 70-somethings, why are they coming to her? What's the dating app industry not telling you? And what does love really look like here in San Luis Obispo County? Matchmaker Galli joins us in just a bit. And what she's got to say about love, loneliness, who's having the hardest time out there, might just surprise you. This conversation coming up. She's also got a great event happening on Thursday. Go to foundmatchmaking.com. Got links in the show notes. Use the promo code ADAM50, ADAM50. You save 50%. It's a region. You might meet someone. Let's go. All right, before we get into that chat, little lo-fi headline here. San Luis Obispo County just sent a letter to the state backing extended operations at Diablo Canyon Power Plant. And not just a little extension. We're talking up to 20 more years of operation. 6 cities across the county signed on, along with the Community Services District, the Port of San Luis Obispo Harbor, the County Air Pollution Control District, and San Luis Coastal Unified School District. So like everyone is on board. The ask is pretty straightforward. Let Diablo keep running, restore the way it's taxed, and protect public access and coastal land around the plant. Now this comes after the California Coastal Commission approved extended operations back in December, calling Diablo safe and environmentally sound to run another 20 years. Now right now, Diablo cleared to run through 2030. So the real convo is what happens between now and then. Now here's the big number. Diablo supplies about 10% of California's total electricity. Let that sink in. That plant, 10% of our state's electricity. It's roughly a little under that. But unbelievable considering we're the what do they call us? Like 5th, 6th largest economy in the world? Unreal. That's carbon-free, base load power, the kind that doesn't disappear when the sun goes down or the wind stops blowing. The county calls it a critical part of California's clean energy infrastructure, because it is. But, and this matters, that letter also says extended operations need to come with fiscal fairness. Historically, Diablo's unitary tax revenue helped fund local cities, schools, infrastructure, also public safety. The county is asking Assemblymember Don Addis, also Senator John Laird, to restore that tax structure or provide equivalent mitigation during any extension. Now, the request to the legislature boils down to 3 things. Approve the regulatory pathway to keep Diablo running, restore fair taxation, or replace it with real mitigation, and protect coastland and public access around the plant. And here's where things get interesting. We talked about how everyone signed on. Yeah, everyone signed on, but slow. The city, San Luis Obispo, the only city that did not sign the letter. Instead, council chose to send their own letter focusing on public safety, fiscal mitigation, long-term planning. And I wonder if it's slow. And I've had some folks within community leaders talk to me about this. I think SLO's being a little extra here, the council, and not in the best way. I mean, I'll be real honest. To me, it kind of felt like a moment where, like everyone else was doing, we could say, hey, we're a county. We're all affected by this. We all see what's going on here. This is the right move. Every other city is on board. Instead, the council said, well, we chose to stand apart. We're going to do our own letter. Just don't know. I'm not convinced it's the best look. Look, even Gavin Newsom says California needs Diablo. If you care about green energy, if you care about grid reliability and emissions reduction, there's nothing better at our disposal right now than Diablo. And if you don't agree, that's fine, but take a tour of Diablo. Go ask the hard questions, learn the facts. But being anti-nuclear in 2026, it's not progressive. It's kind of uninformed. You got to see where we're at and what we got and what's going on here. You know, or even all sides. I mean, how often do all sides agree on anything? I mean, look at the fallout from a Super Bowl halftime show, right? So, you know, here we are with from Daddy Newsom to folks on the other aisle. You know, everyone's like, look, we need Diablo. We just need Diablo. 10% of what's going on here. So interesting to see where things are going with that. I love the whole civics of it all. It's interesting. It's really interesting. All right, before we get into our chat with the matchmaker herself, Casey Galli, I'm looking forward to this. If you call SloCal home, this one is for you. Paso Wine Fest coming in hot the weekend, May 15th through 17th. And right now, locals get their first sip on a deal that is going down as smooth as a Paso blend. From Friday 28th, Friday, February 28th is the last day. Until then, SLO County residents can score grand tasting tickets for just $99. Grand tasting Saturday, May 16th, Paso Event Center, over 100 wineries, fired up food, live music. I'll be out there doing my Where Wine Takes You show. It is so much fun. If you want in, you got to buy these tickets in person, either at the Paso Chamber on Spring Street or the SLO Chamber on Monterey. Bring your local ID. This deal's just for folks who call this place home. After February 28th, that price jumps. I think it jumps by close to $100. It's going to be like $175 for tickets. Now get them at $99. Not bad. Get in now. All right, go to PasoWine.com for the latest. Again, got to go in person to the SLO Chamber on Monterey, the Paso Chamber on Spring. But you can also win your way in. Get to AdamMontiel.com and win free tickets. Yeah, the Paso Wine Fest. AdamMontiel.com. Check it out. Can't wait to see you May 16th at Paso Wine Fest.
It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
All right, she is not just talking about love, she's engineering it. Casey Galli is her name. She's the founder of Found Matchmaking, a modern-day matchmaker helping singles step away from the apps and into something a little bit more authentic. At a time when online dating and app dating feels more like a numbers game than actual connection, she is helping people right here in SloCal and beyond find something real. From who's struggling to connect to why even great guys are seeing zero matches, she's got insight, she's got integrity to this whole thing, and really a process that's actually able to work. She's also got an event happening a couple days from now on Thursday at Region. You can use the promo code ADAM50, save 50% to get your way in. I'm excited to break this down. Casey, thank you so much for being Up and Adam.
Thank you for having me.
This is really cool. I know you reached out to the show, and I was really interested in your entrepreneurship, what you're doing here with your business. You have a unique business where you are helping find love.
Yeah. So my business is called Found Matchmaking, and basically I'm facilitating connection on the Central Coast, just trying to find a way for people to meet off the apps, basically.
Off the apps, not meaning like not on the apps.
Yeah, not on the apps.
The
Absolutely.
apps, and I was going to talk to you about this, and I'm sure we'll get into it, but it feels these apps, especially for Gen Z, they're not doing it. They're not working.
Yeah. I have a unique point of view of the apps. I feel that they can work. I know that they have, but I feel that there's a choice overload on the apps, and there's a huge fatigue that comes along with being on the apps, mindlessly swiping. Studies show that most people spend about 2 to 5 seconds looking at a profile before deciding to swipe left or right. So that's not really seeing someone as a human.
No. So are the apps broken? Are we just using them wrong? What do you think is it a Gen Z thing? What do you think they've trained us, how they've trained us, and what do you think is going on there?
Yeah, I think that the issue is just actually built into the design of the apps. So I just don't think it's a very human way to connect.
Are they meant just for hookups?
I know that people have gotten married that have met off the apps. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily just for hookups, but I think a lot of people that are going to the apps looking for something more than hookups are often coming out of it really disappointed.
But from Tinder to ghosting to swiping bored in line at Trader Joe's, we've kind of commodified connection, which is troubling. It's weird in a way, and that burnout might be what people are feeling. You know, you're working with real people, not just profiles.
Right.
What emotional toll are you seeing in the clients that you have that are coming to you after the apps have perhaps failed them?
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely seeing an exhaustion across the board with the apps for all of my clients. I also feel that they are just looking for something different, more unique, more human. A lot of them come for that reason. A lot of them come for just the simple fact that it's a very public way to date. So anyone from a professional who has clients might be swiping in the same general area as their clients, and it just makes for kind of an awkward situation.
I had this dude who I was going to bring up to, I can't remember his name, but he's on X. He did something brilliant. He took the identity of one of his friends, who's a gal, pretty girl, and made an account for her on, I think it was Bumble. And then watched and just kind of documented on this X profile what would happen.
Yeah.
Within the first day, it's like 20, 40, 60. But it's what people are saying.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, this is what women, first of all, one, this is what women have to deal with.
Right.
And sort through. And two, it's like, what has happened to us as men where this is the way that we're like reaching out thinking this is going to work? Yeah. It's beyond me. And I never, thank God, I never had, the apps were never a thing. I know people older use the apps too, but I've never really used them. So all I know is anecdotally what I hear, what I read. But watching this play out over the last couple of weeks that he's been doing it has been just mind opening.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. It's for women, I would say it's definitely easier to get matches on those apps, but oftentimes they're not, it's quantity over quality.
Yeah.
And then as well, you see it on social media all the time. People act differently when they're online versus in person.
Right.
So I think there are a lot of great guys out there that wouldn't be messaging women like that, but they get lost in the crowd because there's hundreds and thousands of people to sort through.
Who is having the hardest time finding connection right now? Is it about age? Is it about mindset, experience, something deeper?
Yeah, I would say the people that are finding it hardest to find a match right now are people who are taking dating seriously, aren't looking for that quantity value. They're looking for quality and for a serious relationship. It's very easy and very common to match over and over again with people who are happy with the choice overload that I describe on the apps.
All right, let's tell us what you're doing with Foundation Matchmaking. I'm sorry, Found Matchmaking?
Yeah,
Found Matchmaking. That's the name of the company. Let's talk about what we're doing. We are... it's a little bit of different kind of equation, almost your own little algorithm here.
Yeah. So I pride myself on using intuition, empathy, things that I think come naturally to me. And then I also utilize algorithmic help, to sort through my database. But I'm looking at genuine values, and my intake forms are pretty comprehensive. So it's not, and a lot of it is stuff that you wouldn't put out there on the apps. So I'm able to see those deal breakers before they happen. So you're not wasting 3 dates with somebody, getting emotionally invested, spending time, money, energy, all of these things, trying to foster a relationship when ultimately it won't work out.
From the inside, I want to get people to look on how you do things from the inside, because it's pretty fascinating as we were breaking it down off the air. It's free to be in your database.
Yeah.
Someone can get a hold of you and be like, Casey, I want to be in your database. I want to at least be, let's say you have a woman who's a paying client or a man who's a paying client. I want to be available for them to notice.
Yes.
But there's also your paying clients where you are prioritizing these people and saying, hey, I'm going to find you someone.
Yes. So yes, there are free options to be a part of Found. Being in the database costs absolutely nothing. Obviously, my database is going to be larger than my paying client pool. So when you'll hear from me, if you're in my database, is when I see compatibility with you and one of my clients. And then I reach out to you first in my database, actually, and see if you're interested. If you agree,
hey, I have a client, her name's whatever, she is, you tell me the demo and you tell me what she's into.
Yeah.
And then I go, yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, great, I'm going to call up Denise and set you guys up.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually send a version of my client's profile to the database member.
Okay.
So they see photos and they see general information, obviously not private stuff, their job, their last name, things like that. And then once both parties have agreed, I actually set up a date for them.
Wow.
They have no communication prior to the date. So it's
Really?
Yeah, it's almost like a blind date.
Now, why is that the case?
I feel that it takes a lot of pressure off the date because after all...
Where do you want to go? I don't care. What do you like? It's fine. Right.
Yeah, and I try to find dates for my clients and database members that, allow them, help them to shine. So I'm not gonna send them to dinner. I'm not. It's a first date. I feel that first dates should be low pressure, low stakes. It's just a human interaction. I think people overthink things way too much in dating nowadays. So I send them on that date.
Where do we, in line at the DMV? Where do we meet?
I send them to a little speakeasy. I love the speakeasy at Kreuzberg.
Yeah.
That's a great one. So I send them there. They have the date. I make sure for the women, I ask them to let me know when they get home safely.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, I have a feedback form that goes out, and they're able to tell me all of the details about the date and if they have to see the person again. And if they would, then I get permission from both parties to exchange contact information.
Oh, okay.
So if you're not interested in seeing the person again, I kind of take away that feeling of having to either ghost, which is just an awful feeling for the other party, or trying to figure out an excuse to come up with of why you don't want to see them again. You don't really owe anyone anything for going out on a first date with them. So I take it upon myself to be able to be that facilitator.
Who's more of your clients? Are we more guys, more gals? Who's more of your database? Is it more guys, more gals?
I would say it's actually pretty evenly distributed among gender, and I work hard to keep that balanced, actually. So I keep a close eye on what my numbers are, and I cater to and look out for the gender that I'm lacking in. Also, it's not just about the number of each gender that I have in my database because, like I said, it's quality over quantity. So when I have a client, it doesn't stop on my computer. I'm out in the world. I'm a very outgoing person. I love talking to people, and my clients give me a reason to have conversation. So I'm thinking of my client who is in her 50s, and I might strike up a conversation with a man in his 50s and ask him if he's available, ask if he's interested in joining the database, and then I can really go through and look at their profiles directly next to each other and compare values, interests, and all of those things.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the rest of my questions, because I have a bunch of them,
Yeah.
I want to know this event happening Thursday,
Yes.
just a couple days from now. Mm-hmm. We're going to be doing this at Region, which is a beautiful backdrop.
Yeah.
Beautiful wine, little ambiance, little vibe. I like
Yeah.
it. And if you are single, this is your way in to kind of get your toes dipped in the water a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty laid back event. My last event was pretty structured speed dating, but this one's going to be a little bit less structured, and it's going to be curated by me. There are activities that will be going on throughout the night that are optional to kind of allow you to, like I said, have a reason to go up to somebody and strike up conversation and just see if there's any potential there.
Do you find people are like super shy at events like this, or do you feel people are like, hey, I'm already here. We all know why we're all here.
Right.
I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, I have my last event. It was everybody coming through the door, told me, I'm so nervous. And I'm like, so am I. I'm nervous too, like it's a scary thing for me to be putting myself out there, and they all are too. And it's very brave of them. But 10 minutes in, they're having conversations, they're laughing and smiling. And a lot of people came up at my last event and thanked me afterwards and told me, I'm so glad that I was brave enough to come to this. And
that's huge.
It warms up so fast. Yeah.
You can use the promo code Adam50.
Adam50.
ADAM50. Use the promo code Adam50 when you're buying your tickets. You'll save 50% off.
Yeah.
That makes it incredibly worth it. You're going to get there. You're going to be like, even a little less pressure on the evening when you use that promo code Adam50. Tell me the youngest person in your database. Tell me the oldest person in your database. Who are you serving most?
It's across the board.
Is it? Cool.
It really is. I would say my youngest right now is probably 23 in my database, and my oldest is about 76.
Really?
Yeah. So obviously those two won't get paired together.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. There's enough money. Who knows, right? Kidding, kind of. There's this invisible spark that we all talk about, whether it's vibe, chemistry, that kind of it factor, right? But no app has really been able to figure out how to bottle that, right? What do you believe creates true romantic chemistry? I don't know if it can be predicted or only discovered. What do you think how do people find that?
Well, it's like you said, indescribable. But I think as much as you can't guarantee it, I think that there are ways to make really good educated guesses. And I think that comes from my entire intake. For me, I'm looking at multiple things to see that. A lot of it, I love psychiatry. I love cognitive behavioral therapy, why people do the things that they do. Attachment styles and love languages are a huge thing.
Good for you. Those are two great things to zero in on.
Yeah, I think those are really important because you can be in a relationship where person X feels that they're doing their absolute best because of what their love language is, what they give, what they bring to the table. And if person Y doesn't find that the most important thing to receive, then they're not seeing as much effort. Yeah. So it creates a lot of tension and sadness. So I'm really trying to avoid that. And I've been in all of these situations. So this is why I started Found. I've been on the apps. And I've had that exhaustion myself. And I've been in relationships where I start to take a step back and I realize, oh my gosh, he's really trying, but it's not registering to me.
Yeah.
We're just not right for each other.
Have you ever matched two people who, on paper, it shouldn't have worked, but for some reason, they set on fire in real life?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm matching people because I think that it will work. So I haven't had that situation necessarily, but I have had a lot of hesitation on the part of a client, and then I kind of convince them, which is also a huge part of my job. People are nervous and unsure. And luckily that person decided to give it a try because you've already paid for my services. Might as well give it a try.
Right.
And yeah, the two of them really hit it off and are still seeing each other currently.
That's pretty cool.
So, and I stay in touch with them and check in about that.
Okay, forget icks or bad bios. Let's talk the deeper stuff. When you're talking to a potential client, what's a red flag that makes you go, this person's they're not ready to date?
A red flag where I feel that someone's not ready to date.
You're kind of not showing that you're ready for the kind of searching that I'm about to do. Because the worst thing that can happen is you go through all of this stuff, you find someone and go, no, you need to take the blinders off. This is a person for you, but because whatever it's baggage or this, predisposed that they're just...
Yeah, well, two things on that point. I would say someone who comes in with very, very specific preferences on physical looks, I think is just maybe not looking at the right things.
Right.
Attraction is super, super important. But if you're breaking it down to...
They got to have dimples. They got to be blonde. They got to be like...
hair color, hair length, like...
Oh my gosh.
It's a little too much. But... I feel that is part of my job, is the coaching aspect of all of this, and helping people to see a different perspective. I also had a client join recently who he told me that he had an issue where he tended to break things off with women quickly and impulsively. And I asked him, I'm like, do you regret that afterwards usually? And he's like, yes, I do. And he had told me also about a previous situation where that had happened to him. And so I asked him, I'm like, do you feel like you're doing this so that you can protect yourself, so that you're not the one that's going to get hurt? And he's just like, yeah. He's like, exactly.
You must become a little mini psychologist there.
Yeah. And I mean, that doesn't automatically fix the problem.
Right.
We still have fears and triggers.
Therapy.
Yeah, exactly. But it helps people be aware of that thing that they're doing. Because
your approach feels old-fashioned in the best way. It's kind of like that wise best friend that just happens to have receipts, insight, and a killer gut instinct, right? I mean, it takes that.
You.
Do you think this return to kind of human-led matchmaking is maybe part of a bigger cultural shift away from tech fatigue and back toward intentional living? And
yeah, I mean, there's culture, and then there's a counterculture. And I feel right now that counterculture is almost as prevalent as culture right now, and we're feeling so much tension in every aspect, especially when it comes to tech. So I think everything in moderation, everything comes into a balance. I use tech myself, but I do think that there is a cultural shift happening where people are, wait, this is so different. Things are not as they used to be, and there's nostalgia there. So, I think sending people on dates, they're so excited. Way more excited than they would be if they just set up a date themselves on Bumble. Because there's something special about it.
You're not just matchmaking in major metros. We're not in San Francisco. We're not in LA. We're doing it right here in SoCal, where charm, community really matters. It's also, as you know, I'm sure your clients have told you, it is a small ass town here, right? Everyone's maybe 3 degrees away from somebody else, not 6. What unique challenges, maybe advantages, do you see when matchmaking in a place like Paso, here on the Central Coast?
Yeah. Well, I'll start by saying that I'm a Slocal myself. I grew up actually in Creston, so the smallest town there is here. And I ended up going to New York University in Manhattan for college. And the idea for Found actually happened while I was on a trip back visiting New York. And there are so many cool ways to meet people in big cities. There's apps, there's companies that do this sort of thing. So I wanted to bring it back home and try it out here. There are difficulties. You know, I have had a situation where I send a database member a profile and they're like, oh, I dated him actually. And they're like, well, you have really good instincts because we had great chemistry.
Yeah.
I don't want to open that chapter back up.
Right.
But so, I come across it. But also these are small towns here on the Central Coast, but they're also kind of separated in a way. So it's like I do have clients outside of the area, but for the most part, it's local Central Coast. But all of these little towns, they're pretty separated. So you might feel like it's a small town from Atascadero and Paso, but I might hook you up with somebody from Santa Maria. It's not that far, and you might not have ever came across them before.
Right.
There are a lot of people here.
Are people more open to connection here or more guarded because of that everybody knows everybody thing?
Yeah, I have seen a lot of jaded people. There's jaded people, but I see that spark of hope in them, and I love to pull that out and really stoke that fire because it is possible. They've been burned, but maybe they just need a little help. It's not even just that maybe the apps are built for, kind of it goes against how humans are supposed to connect, but also a lot of people don't know how to promote themselves in the best light. Men specifically, I love to be like, I know what your problem is I see you in person, you're a handsome guy, this, that, and the other, but their pictures, men are so bad with pictures, a lot of them.
Is that right? What are we doing wrong?
I don't know. I just think that they maybe just don't have as much of an eye for it. So they're just, oh yeah, here's this picture from 5 years ago.
So you got to have current pictures.
Yes.
You've got to be current.
Yes.
Tell me what guys need to do in their profiles, Insta, Facebook, whatever it is, to make it be like, hey, I'm hip, I'm happening.
Yeah.
What do we need to be doing?
I think just taking more photos and thinking about it more. If you are single and you are dating, you might not be used to snapping a selfie or having somebody take a picture of you and your friends, but it is important.
Is it selfies? Do girls want to see guys taking selfies?
Selfies are fine.
In the mirror?
Mirror photos are not the best.
Exactly.
I like high quality photos. I actually offer photo services myself.
Do you? That's
yes,
smart.
I do. But no, it's all about angles.
Is a high value man taking selfies? I just don't know. I have the hardest time with selfies. One, I don't like them the size of my cranium, but I feel like I'd much rather have a picture be taken of me from 10, 12 feet away.
Yeah.
And preferably with people. I don't need to just be like, hey, take a picture of me with this. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not necessarily selfies, but I guess book me. I'll take great photos of you.
What about go to woods and we'll pick up a dog and the guy can hold the dog.
The dogs always help. Yeah.
Now we're talking about a profile pic that'll work. Before we get into some quick hits, I want to talk about Thursday. It's happening at Region. What's the time? How do we get involved? You definitely got to use that promo code Adam50.
Adam50.
Because you're going to save 50% off to get into this.
Yeah.
And we got wine from Region. It's bites. What's going on there?
Yeah. There's going to be light bites available, obviously curated activities to help you connect. Lots of people are coming. Everybody's single. You don't have to go out to the bars and be checking for rings or, building up the courage to ask if someone's single. Like, everyone's there for the same reason. But yeah, it's actually in the Region Slow Event Center, which is super beautiful, private. Yes, you can go to my Instagram. My link is in the bio. Click that. Buy a ticket using Adam50 as your promo code and show up at 6. And you can come and go as you please. If you're getting off work and you're going to be late, that's totally fine. We're going to go 6 to 9. So.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And we'll put all the links directly to get these tickets.
Oh, perfect.
In the show notes. All right, first sign someone's emotionally available.
First sign someone is First sign that someone's emotionally available.
Yeah, what can people look for?
I would say consistency. Consistency, someone who doesn't leave you wondering.
Yeah.
Right? Not everybody's the best texter, but you can let somebody know, hey, I'm going to bed now, talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And forget all the don't text back for 3 days or 2 days. That's all dumb. Don't do that.
I hate the games. I really do.
Right.
I've never been good at that.
One dating rule that you think people should break.
One dating rule people should break. I would say the game playing.
Yeah.
I would say the game playing. I mean, it's not healthy. It's really not.
One subtle red flag that a lot of people seem to ignore.
One subtle red flag that people seem to ignore. This might be a hot take, but I would say, and I've told this to men, stop asking for our Snapchats. Stop doing it.
Oh, really?
We're too old for that. A lot of women have Snapchat trauma.
Yeah.
It's just not a good look. Ask for our number, ask for our Instagram. Snapchat, we don't need to be talking on Snapchat.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
I love that. That shouldn't be a hot take. That should be just, what are guys doing these days?
I don't know.
Good God, I feel so bad
They just
for these
don't
young
know
women.
a lot of them.
I know.
I've met really good guys who that was normal for them to ask for a Snapchat. And I'm just like, that needs to be out of the playbook. We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. High value men don't ask for Snapchats.
No.
They're asking for a number.
No, yeah.
Matchmaking moment that made you kind of the proudest. Maybe a fast story or something that just made you go, oh, this is why I am meant to do this.
Yeah. I would say watching people continue to date after they've gone on a few dates through me. They kind of fly the coop. They're out on their own, and I check in every once in a while, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? And they're, oh my gosh, actually, we just got done with our 5th, 6th date, and it's going really well. That's what makes me super, super happy.
So you would like to, with a client, work your way out of a job with them.
Yeah.
Because you really want to see these people find that meaningful connection.
Yeah.
All right, so if somebody is willing to get on for free to be in your database.
Yeah.
They can get mixed up with one of your clients.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone wants to really take the leap and say, hey, I want to call up Casey and have her start searching that database on my behalf.
Yeah.
I want to be a client. Guy, gal, whoever it is. How do they get a hold of you?
You can always reach out on Instagram or email me. It's all on my website, foundmatchmaking.com. But joining the database would be your first step for all of that. Because before we book a consultation and I consider you to become my client, I need to see what I have available to you. I'm not trying to take people on that are going to be super hard to match right now. So we're still growing. So that's the first step. Join the database.
And can anyone join the database, or might you even look at the database and go like, you know what, you're just not. We need to get a couple T's crossed and I's dotted before we get you in this database.
No, anyone can join the database. If I see issues or setbacks, I might reach out and be like, hey, we need some different photos. That's a huge one.
Yeah. And you're not afraid to go there with these people.
No,
you're pretty open and
I'm not very confrontational as a person, so I find it a little bit difficult, but I try to be as honest as I can, as gently as I can. But there is someone for everyone. That is a huge thing that I have learned lately, is there is someone just involved in Found alone. There is someone for everyone.
Let's do a little role playing.
Yeah.
You're coming up to me, you're saying, Adam, your profile pictures are whack. How would you position that to me where it doesn't hurt my feelings or ego, but it makes me go, no, I got to listen to this girl. Like, I need to do this.
Yeah, I just say, Adam, you're a handsome guy, and I want these women to see that. So let's make a plan, whether it's booking a photo shoot through me or I give people tips and tricks on how to get good photos of themselves. A lot of times it's setting up your phone to film, right? Stepping back, hitting a few poses, and then taking screenshots. That's the easiest way.
That's a great point. Great point. Casey Galli is here. She is with Found Matchmaking. Foundmatchmaking.com.
Yes.
The big event is this Thursday. We're going to be doing this regularly. So you're going to be doing these events on an ongoing basis.
Yeah.
So this one, you want to go get to the links in the show notes. Use the promo code Adam50. Save you 50% getting in, some light bites, some wine tasting, and you might meet your forever person. So good, huh? I really enjoyed meeting you.
Yeah, you too, Adam.
This was really fun.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, I don't even going to wish you luck because I don't think it's fair to people that need it. You were going to kill it. You were going to do great.
Thank you.
You are a hustler, good entrepreneur, and I love stories like this.
Thank you.
Locally. So really appreciate meeting you. Thanks for being Up and Adam.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
All right, great chat. Thanks to Casey Galli for coming in the Lowbro Studios. Really appreciate the chat. If you're listening and you're single and you're curious, get to foundmatchmaking.com. Links in the show notes. Again, you could join that database for free. Come on. And get to this event. If anything, just try the event out. Use the promo code Adam50. You'll save 50%. Get a glass, some light bites. Might meet someone you want to get some coffee with later. All right, again, that promo code Adam50. Links in the show notes. Check it out. And be cool to let me know how it goes down. Thursday at Region with Found Matchmaking. All right, Oh gosh, Bonnie, a little colder today, isn't it? It's like kind of high around 60. We were seeing some real cool, just like springy, sunshiny conditions last week, and today just not bringing it. A little more cloud cover. I want to thank our friends Moonshiner Collective for being Up and Adam original music on the show Start Again. They got a new album coming out and an album release concert. We'll have to bring Danny to promote that. It's, I want to say, sometime in March. But I've been hearing some rumblings of new music from our boys at Moonshiner Collective. Stream them wherever you get your music, moonshinercollective.com. Also, thanks to our friends Josh Clapper, Chiasa Clapper, Tamber Winery. Tamber, spelled Timbre, tamberwinery.com. You can get their wines, taste them in the village of Arroyo Grande. And I thank them earnestly, enthusiastically for the Tamber Lobro Studios. I do want to thank you for rating, reviewing, subscribing to the show, wherever you listen to it, sharing it with a friend. It certainly means a ton. Love you a lot. Till tomorrow, have a great day. I'm Adam Montiel. Thanks again for being Up and Adam.
Some say life's where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again. Let's start again. We'll start again.